All right, this is going to be a summertime quickie about plane angles. You know about Bailey planes, all right? This is a Bailey plane. You know what they look like. They're bid at a 45-degree angle, right? And you know all about low-angle block planes, I'm sure. You know all about low-angle planes like this one, which I'm not a huge fan of them, but you know I have some. I mean they're good for some things, right? They're good for some things. And but this one is bid at 45, right? This one is from Germany. This one's an Ulmia. It's bedded at 50 degrees. And this is because they were used by cabinet makers on finer woods. That's the thing, is the 45-degree angle used by Stanley is like a compromise angle, right? It's a compromise angle. It does pretty well on softwoods, does pretty well on hardwoods, does well with a cooperative grain, right? But you're in the heavier grain, into like wilder grain, it's more troublesome, but you don't want to go to a scraper, right? You don't want to go to a scraper because scraping is slow or whatever, it leaves whatever kind of marks it has on it. So you go to the 50-degree angle plane and see what that has happened. Now, in addition to that, what Stanley did, and people around that time, is they invented the chip breaker. They perfected the chip breaker, which allows you to kind of do things like that. And you can also back bevel the plane blade on this, so it functions like a 50-degree angle or higher even. And I've explained that in my video on the new old technique of double-bevel sharpening. I did that one about Brian Burns' technique. And this one is by Toolworks, and this one's at, I think, 60 degrees. And this one's really, this is made by an American plane maker, I don't know, at least 20 years ago. I bought it on eBay when they were cheap, and his planes were kind of crude. They became more refined for a while, and then he got tired of doing them and stopped making them. So they're kind of collectible now. This one, it's early. It's like, you know, not the ones that everybody kind of wants, but it works good. It works good. It's just, you know, you got to mess around with adjusting it. It's kind of a, you know, it's got no. But this one I just got. This is an Ulmia one, and you can see it's old and it's used, and I got it as a bargain on eBay. And this mouth's kind of chipped out, but I can fix that. It's adjustable with this screw, so that's cool. And it has a, you know, it's got a cap iron, just like a plane, but it's got no, and it's got this strike cap that you can use for adjusting. If you don't know how to do that, you can look into it. And it looks like it's got about a standard Stanley blade, so it takes about that. And if you want to use a thicker blade, you can open the mouth or figure that out, and maybe make that work too. You can see how they made the base. So the base is like a harder wood. You know, I don't know what it is. Doesn't look like rosewood, but it's something hard, and they do a nice job on it in their Ulmia factory. So these are something you could look at. This is an Ulmia number 25. And because I got a whim to pick up one of these German planes and check it out. You know, have it on hand. It might be something you want to check out as an alternative to, like, you know, your standard Stanley, Lie-Nielsen, Veritas planes, or whatever. Something you can look at. What else about planes? I don't know. And if you don't like, and these are actually, this is one by Veritas, but Lie-Nielsen makes one, and you can buy old ones. The Scraper Plane, which is it's adjustable, but I just leave it all the same. At the same angle. I haven't really adjusted it, but works really good. And I have a toothing blade for it too that can be useful if you're doing veneering work. So that's useful too. And if you're on a budget and don't want to spend over $200 for one of those, get one of these. This is a Stanley number 80. Get a Stanley number 80. These are really great. And mine, I just bought. I don't know where I got it. Probably on eBay for not very much money because nobody wanted old tools at the time. And I just took an old Sandvik scraper blade and cut it down and filed it, and this is how I've used it ever since. So it wasn't a big deal to fix it out. All right, that's all I got to say. That's things you can check out and learn about if you want.